Hello everyone, my name is ZM Suja, and today I'm going to teach you, or not teach you, but today I'm going to tell you how I would go about decentralizing YouTube. And before I do, here's why I would do that. I am sort of disappointed with YouTube's policies and their demonetization campaign against good creators, and that's something that doesn't sit right with me, all right? And I've studied enough blockchain tech to know that there's probably a better way of doing YouTube, okay? And there's actually other projects that are doing decentralized YouTube right now as we speak. So this project is going to take sort of the Ethereum route, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you my approach. I think it's technologically feasible, but again, I'm not a really good developer. So if you are a good developer or a great developer, you're a genius developer, and you have comments, please leave them below so we can sort of talk back and forth as to the technical feasibility and what the problems might be and all of that. I wrote a white paper, more of a vision paper. Yeah, so if you want to download that, it's also in the description box. And without further ado, we're going to start the presentation. Bear in mind, I have a big ego, so you'll have to deal with all of that as you deal with all the information I'm about to give you. So welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the blockchain train. Okay, so bit 2, how to build a decentralized YouTube-like platform. And like we said, why would you want to do that? Because we want to build a better version of YouTube, because it can be built and we have the technology. Ingredients: users. So you need 3 types of users. The first type of users are the ones that are going to create the dank content. All right. The second type of users are your viewers, the people that are consuming the dank content. And then you need the third type, the hybrid, that are both creators and viewers. So these guys are not only making the dank content, they're also consuming the dank content all day, every day. All right. Ingredient number 2, it's more of a process. This is not an ingredient, but we're going to go with ingredient because it was easier to copy paste the word ingredient in there. So after a user makes a video, this is the general process for any given video website right now running on central servers. After a user makes a video, he or she uploads it to the site. Obviously, you click the little upload button on YouTube and you upload it. The video is rendered, then it's stored for distribution. Its content is given a cryptographic hash, which is like a digital fingerprint basically, to identify for copyright purposes. This is how they get you for copyright. And these processes can be decentralized. There's a lot other processes that are going on in the background, but these are some of the things I kind of want to focus on. The first one is rendering. So I know about 2 projects that are trying to become the next supercomputer, where you can use their computer power through the blockchain to render anything. Sohm and Golem. So Golem is its own network, Sohm is its own network. They have distinct differences, if you can call it that, because they're marketed a little differently, and there's other differences in there. But the basics of both programs is this, okay? Golem and Sohm both do this function that we need, is they render using other people's computers, okay? So what they do is they all the computers are connected to them via the blockchain, and you can rent their computer power. So say your computer is running an Intel Centrino processor, and you've got 1 GB of RAM, and if you're a video creator, that's hard. That's a hard amount to have, because if you're doing 4K video, it's going to take you weeks, if not months, to like render that. If it doesn't crash, it's a lot of processing power that you need, and your computer is crappy and you don't have money for it. So what do? You go on Golem or you go on Sohm, and you end up borrowing the computer power. You pay them in Golem tokens or Sohm tokens, and you borrow, say, 4 GB of RAM or 16 or whatever, and 2 i7 processors, and the computers on the network will basically render your video within hours, if not minutes, and you'll be good to go. And that's what we want to use on the back end for rendering on BitTube. Storage. You need either Filecoin or storage. A storage is more of a decentralized Dropbox. Filecoin is a lot more, by the looks of it anyways, geared towards streaming. So what we can do is we can store your funny cat pic or whatever you uploaded, right, that we rendered, on Filecoin, and have a backup storage on storage. And the people that are storing your documents are getting paid to do so, and you can hire people at different rates, so it'll be sort of decentralized in that sense. Or we can do it on these websites for a specific rate as well. distribution. So we could use embedded distribution, we can use content delivery networks or CDNs, but that isn't very fun. That's just the old way of doing things, and I've watched way too many Andreas Antonopoulos videos. So we will be using IPFS, which will enable greater geographic distribution because it's going to be like BitTorrent, and it'll be faster. You should really watch the the IPFS speech. It was really cool. All right, and then the biggest problem with doing all of these things is cross-chain programming. I think the proper term is atomic chain swaps, which is really cool as a term. The problem here that is, once you have a really funny cat video, you upload it to Golem to be rendered, then how do I, as a programmer, tell Golem to be like, hey, send that video to Filecoin for storage? Because look, Golem and Filecoin are different networks, right? So you need the networks to communicate with each other, right? You need either storage and some to communicate Golem or Filecoin, or Golem and storage. The way you would do that is through cross-programming using Tendermint, right? Cross-chain programming. Tendermint is building the internet of blockchains, and they're by far one of my favorite projects. I mean, these guys are amazing. Like, seriously. They're literally building the next internet of blockchains, the next internet of value. And, you know, that's very, it's a very ambitious project, and I know they'll succeed because they're very talented. So we're going to use their programming language to sort of connect Golem and Filecoin, and maybe Filecoin to storage. And that's how we would solve the atomic chain, or the cross-chain programming problem, because we have projects like Tendermint, and they have projects where they're dealing with Internet of Blockchains, which is amazing. I mean, seriously, this is amazing. It's such an amazing space to operate in. You know, there's so many amazing people you meet. It's just an honor, honestly, and a privilege. Okay, so content creator facing technicalities. So content creators make money in one of three ways. First, they'll have advertising, which you know now that it's not very advertising friendly right now. Second way they make money is by they end up going on Patreon or any of these other websites, and they then use their audience base, and some of their audience pays them to keep making more and more awesome content. The third way is they sell merchandise, you know, whether it's t-shirts or cups or whatever it is, they're selling something. With that third thing, we can actually decentralize that by using Open Bazaar. So instead of selling things for dollars, you can sell things for cryptocurrencies on Open Bazaar and make some money. And the fees would be lower, and you wouldn't have to pay a central third party anything. So that's how we would go about sort of decentralizing that specific monetization route. The other two monetization routes, there's ways to decentralize those too, which I'll talk about in my later video. But for now, this is sort of where we are, and this is sort of the game plan. Again, I want to kind of conclude here. Here's the thing: we have the technology, we have the motivation, we have basically all the ingredients. We just gotta put it into a big pot and then cook it to make this thing, you know. And hopefully it'll be delicious and it will be amazing. But if you want to join the team, because we still have room for people to come in and join, you're more than welcome to. If you want to support us, please share this video. And if you are a developer and somebody who's in the cryptocurrency game from the code level upwards, let me know where I'm going wrong, where my logical flaws are, where some of my assumptions may be wrong, or where the technologies may not meet. So that I can actually like improve, okay? So I can actually like go in a different direction and not go in a direction that would, you know, that would inevitably result in a failure. I want to go into the success route, or not the failure route. So yeah. And yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you liked my SpongeBob Patrick meme. We have the technology, we have basically everything else. Yeah, so let's do this. Peace out, you guys.